All right, some new controversy over our spiking gasoline prices. President Obama calling on Congress to pass a law regulating oil speculators. He says those speculators are what's driving up the cost of a gallon of gas. But the Speaker of the House is not buying it. John Boehner says we have enough regulation as it is.
If he believes that the oil market is being manipulated, where's his Federal Trade Commission? Where's the SEC? He's got agencies there.
Alan Colmes is the host of the Alan Colmes radio show. Gretchen Hamel joins us, Executive Director of Public Notice and a former spokeswoman for the House Republican Conference. Good to see you both. Hi. Gretchen, let me start with you.
Morning.
The president claiming speculators are to blame. But you know what? Speculators don't care if the price goes up or down. They bet both ways. They make money both ways. They're perfectly happy if the price of gas goes down. So, in your judgment, is the president's premise reasoning flawed?
Well, of course. I mean, we've been told time and time again that speculators have affecting prices, but Dodd-Frank was actually supposed to fix this problem. They promised us that Dodd-Frank would fix this problem of speculation affecting prices. In fact, it even gave a government board the power to regulate prices, but it's not working. And why is that? Because oil prices are not affected by speculation. They are affected by supply and demand, volatility in the Middle East, and emerging economies like China.
You know, Alan, oil is a finite commodity, which means price fluctuations are dictated by supply and demand. It's Econ 101. And in fact, that's the very argument the president made last year. I'll put it up on the screen. Here is what he said then. The problem is you've got China and India and Brazil and other emerging nations that are using more and more energy as their economies advance. That was to blame, he said, for the rising gas prices.
Right.
Was he right then,
Yes.
or is he right now?
Both. He is right then because that really, as Gretchen just said, there are a number of factors that go into it, most of which the president can't control. And you have the Republicans in an election year whining about how the president's not doing enough and isn't doing anything, and finally he does the one thing he can do, which is to say, look, if you're going to bet on this, if you're going to speculate, you've got to have more skin in the game and have more collateral into it, and then plus we're going to fine you if you break the law more. We're going to make it more difficult for you to avoid the regulations, which is exactly the thing he can do. He finally does something, and of course that's not good enough because nothing he does will satisfy the right.
Look, I want to show you a couple of polls because Americans do not buy the president's argument. A new Fox News poll finds that only 7% think speculators are to blame. 15% think the president is to blame. And the second poll shows half of voters think the president could do more to bring down gas prices, but for environmental reasons, he doesn't want to do that. In your judgment, what could the president do?
Well, the president could provide an overall and really a true above all energy policy that could actually provide multiple sources of energy. He could open up the Keystone Pipeline. He could do a number of different things. But the problem that we have here is both the president and Congress keep thinking short term, and they aren't thinking long term about the policies. Now, I want to go back to that poll where it said that speculation isn't the problem here. Not only do the American public know that, but the Congressional Research Service, which is an independent body, actually looked into this and looked into all the studies that actually cause oil to fluctuate. And they didn't find that speculation did this. So not only are the American public right, but the experts are right.
Well, what about that, Alan? There were several studies, and the Congressional Research Agency looked into those, said speculation isn't the cause.
Speculation is one of the causes, and what the Republicans tend to ignore is that we have supply. The president has opened up drilling. You want to focus on the pipeline, which for environmental reasons obviously can't be done, and yes, he's actually opened up a pathway to the pipeline. He's created more oil drilling in this administration than we had in the previous one, and yet nothing he does will be good enough in an election year.
That's in dispute, Alan, and you know it. But I want you to, Alan, react to Boehner's argument that, wait a minute, why spend all of this money, millions of dollars in new regulators when we already have the FTC and the SEC? Why can't they do it?
Because the issue is that the speculators, which all of a sudden is being denied by the right, is one of a number of things that needs to be done. He also has an all and everything energy policy. And when
no, he doesn't.
Yes, sure he does. He's developing new technology. He's investing in green companies. It is
investing in green companies that have failed time and time again. Talk about a waste of taxpayer dollars.
That's a lie. You're talking two out of...
I think Solyndra filed for bankruptcy.
You're talking about one or two, Beacon and Solyndra, out of dozens and dozens of companies, and that's a continued right-wing talking point, which does not tell the whole story. Come on.
We'll leave it to... I'm afraid we're out of time. Gretchen Hamel, Alan Colmes, thank you very much. Good to see you both.
Thank you.
Well, she's a private...